Whether you are a day trader like myself, gamble, or even play any sports, you can probably think of a time you chased losses. In fact, it's a natural human psychological process to chase a loss. Lose a bet, you'll want to win the next one ASAP. Lose a trade, you'll feel the need to be in another one to secure a dubs. Took the L playing a sport, you can't wait to run the next game back. Matter of fact, you could chase losses playing video games too. You see, although chasing losses is expected of humans, it's an extremely toxic state to be in, as you can really hurt yourself and your wallet in the process. Once you enter into what I like to call tilt mode, you are slowly losing control of your cognitive functioning. I like to look at tilt as a scale from light tilt, being not as bad, and full tilt being, yeah, you're cooked, bro. Full tilt is basically crash out mode. You get into this mode and there is no stopping you until something significant enough stops you in your tracks. In trading, it could be you manage to secure a W by hitting break even for the day, or maybe you manage to make some profit. But the other scenario is you keep chasing and chasing until you blow your funds and you're forced to snap out of full tilt. In gambling, it's probably very similar. Have you guys ever seen those gambling streams like Steve Will Do It? I know he used to stream back in the day, or this new guy called Togi is one that I've come across recently. Then the next day, instead of realigning myself, I continued to crash the fuck out, and you guys can probably see where this is going. I ended up losing the funded account. Terrible, terrible feeling, especially when you know it had nothing to do with your strategy and everything to do with your psychology. This is exactly what I mean by chasing losses will lead you to crashing out. You need to take a time away from whatever it is you just took a loss from and re-strategize. After doing that and you are able to clear your mind, you can now come back fresh and tackle the situation no problemo. I play volleyball in some house leagues, and I'm the captain for one of the leagues. And we just played our semifinal game against the first seed as we were the fourth seed. To be honest, my team was pretty stacked, and we came out in the first set guns blazing and took that dub. Then the other team won 3 back-to-back-to-back sets to win the series 3-1. Man, it was devastating to lose that series, especially because we were up at the start. But looking back, I can see that the small L's that we took in the second set ended up costing us that set. And ultimately, we ended up chasing those losses, going into tilt mode, no longer playing the calm volleyball that we were playing in the first set. And we lost ourselves and ultimately the series. Now, this is another example of why chasing losses will lead to total devastation. Have you guys ever bet your friend over something? For example, maybe winner of this 2K game gets $5. Let's say your friend loses and immediately he says double or nothing. He's chasing that loss and he's prepared to double the ante in order to fulfill that chase. I know $5 is not a significant amount of money, but this is just a small scale of what could potentially happen. It could very well lead to 5 double or nothings, and that would be $160 after 5 doubles. Now, that is a lot more money to lose, especially over a game of 2K. Now, and the chances of you beating him 5 times in a row is very low, but also possible. Let's say he goes into tilt after that first loss, says double or nothing, then loses again, and he quickly doubles or nothing again. Maybe the third time he'll finally win, and at that point he would feel satisfied. And let's say now you feel like chasing that loss, and you call for double or nothing. Most of the time, your friend is going to say, nah, I'm good, bro. Because you know what? He finally snapped out of tilt mode. And this is so common amongst people, you can almost predict it every single time. But now that you've been exposed to how chasing losses can lead to crashing out, it's up to you to make the necessary changes and have the discipline to prevent the chase from happening. They say ignorance is bliss, and I can understand that now because once you know something, you can't unknow it, especially in this case, because if I know that chasing losses will screw me eventually, then it's really up to me to make sure that doesn't happen. And what type of man would I be if I was unable to control my own impulses? So how do you control this impulse, you may ask? The first thing is to be aware of this impulse, which at this point in the video, you are now aware of it. Secondly, you want to be able to distinguish when you are likely to go into tilt mode. For example, for myself in trading, I go into tilt after I take a loss that I was not fully comfortable with the risk of that trade. So if I over leverage on a trade and lose, I am more likely to revenge trade and chase that loss. So once you identify why you end up chasing a loss, then you can move to the third step, which is shifting your attention to something else. Once the result of the trade or bet or game happens, you must okay that in your mind and quickly shift your focus to something else. For me, once I can get up and walk around my house, then I feel like I'm slowly disconnecting from that loss and it no longer has such a hold on me. Even further, I would close my laptop and work on another task. Once I find myself glued into trading and not my other tasks for the day, then I know I'm entering a tilt. You may find yourself benefiting from some of the practices that I've mentioned, but truly everyone has their own. Chasing losses is not the move, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video that you can actually use in life. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have ever crashed out chasing losses, or maybe you have a way of avoiding tilting. But that's all for today, guys. As always, thanks for watching and stay frosty, my friends. Making emotional decisions, especially when it has to do with money,